Okay, so as it is modern day, let's talk about a new trend of depraved shit. Where something that years ago was actually an event. It was like now, don't get me wrong. I think the reality of it and even the world's view of it has not changed. It was disgusting back then and it's disgusting today. But what has changed, what makes it more depraved, is how the women involved are viewing it. Now, I don't know if this is the very first one, but it's like one of the most famous ones, the one that most people talk about. It's this woman, I think her name was Lisa Sparks, back in 2004. She attended a championship in Poland 21 years ago and competed against two other women, beating the runner up by 21 men, but she doesn't look back on the record fondly and says it's the only thing she regrets in her career. So, I don't know if she's the first from 2004, but she's the most famous. She was also the world record holder for a very long time. But here's the thing, this was done during, like, competitions where women did this shit. I don't know why. Point is, though, it was part of, like, competitions. So, the point I'm trying to make is that women now are trying to normalize it as just a way to make money. Back then, it was a shocking thing. It was something that was like, holy fuck, this competition is really going on. She must have the world record, all this kind of shit, right? And now, it's another fucking Tuesday afternoon. That's the problem that I'm having, and I think most people are, with the way it's being viewed now. And this is happening because of society. Because of society telling women that this is okay, encouraging it, the whole OnlyFans lifestyle being like, why should I work a 9 to 5 job when all I gotta do is get slammed in the pussy and make millions on OnlyFans? I mean, it's so easy to become a porn star now. That's why porn in general has actually been dying over the last like 15 years because with women doing this as just being like, oh, I can just go on OnlyFans with my cell phone, have the guy film it, and I make millions of dollars. I don't even have to audition for like Bang Bros anymore. I can just fucking boom, done it. I have my own OnlyFans account. I just sign up. It's so easy. It's being encouraged, it's being promoted, and sites like OnlyFans take away from the fact that porn used to be an industry. Now it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? So everything making it so easy is also making it more normalized. And now Bonnie Blue. Controversial content creator Bonnie Blue, 25, claims to have broken Lisa's record by allegedly sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours. I mean, how depraved can it really fucking get? So apparently now Bonnie Blue is the current world record holder. Oh, wow, good for you. She announced her extreme stunt just days after fellow film star Lily Phillips said she was in training to hit the same milestone. We will get onto Lily Phillips in a second, because to be honest, most people are talking about Bonnie Blue, but Lily Phillips is far more shocking, and I'll show you why. Bonnie took to social media to boast about her latest quest, saying she feels fine, and thanked the barely legal teens and all the husbands. I know I say it all the time, but can we please gender reverse that? Can we please gender reverse it if a man was saying, I thank all the barely legal teen girls? Like, fuck off. And again, as always, because women were glamorizing the fact that she's a borderline pedophile just for saying that alone, but I guess the 1,000 men thing has kind of overshadowed her saying that, so nobody's really paying attention to it, but I will. Fuck you. Who took part, but also she would have struggled if the 12-hour event had continued the way it was going to for the first few hours. She noted how the room was full and all the men who participated were like a rotating circle. That's just delightful. Logistically, as there are 720 minutes in 12 hours, Bonnie would have had less than 60 seconds with each man to complete the challenge. Explaining how she got to the final number, Bonnie's PR team told The Sun, she slept with 1,057 people. As she hit 1,000, there were still 57 left in the queue who Bonnie wanted to pleasure before ending the 12-hour day. Lovely. Before moving on to Lily Phillips, let's take a look at her friend, Annie Knight. So here's another one. OnlyFans star Annie Knight is making waves yet again with her latest eyebrow-raising challenge. It's not really anymore. It's becoming so fucking normalized now. to be intimate with 1,000 men in 2025. Hey, what are you talking about? Aren't you competing with your friend Bonnie Blue? She did 1,000 in a day, and you're challenged to do 1,000 in the entire year? Come on, it's 2025. You gotta up those numbers. Anyway, known as Australia's most active content creator, she now finds herself competing with her own friend Bonnie Blue, who is obviously going to win because you have a whole year to do this, who previously set a world record for the most encounters in just 12 hours. Move over, Bonnie. Your friend and fellow OnlyFans model Annie Knight is coming for the spotlight. No, she's not. She's doing it in a year. The 28-year-old Australian content creator, known for her unapologetic approach to intimacy, whatever, is making headlines once again. This time with an ambitious and highly controversial goal. After taking a 2-year break, Knight has officially announced her plan to set a new record by being intimate with 1,000 men in 2025. I'm really not sure how that is beating Bonnie Blue, but I guess people have lost their fucking brains. Knight, who has previously been in the news for her record-breaking rendezvous with 654 partners in a single year, it took to social media to unveil her challenge, shocking followers with her bold ambitions. But here's the plot twist. While she's setting her sights on the history books, she's also looking for something a little more romantic. I'm ready to find love. Good luck with that. And that's the thing, by the way. The side note, because it relates to this. Women. I don't know what society has to tell you, because I'm not the first guy to fucking say this, but if you become a woman who does things like this, or if you're an OnlyFans model, or even if you were somebody who was big in the porn industry like 30 years ago, it's very hard to find a relationship. I don't know what women believe these days because you're so deluded with your views on men, and society is to blame for that. But when it comes to this, what exactly has possessed you to believe that a man would want to be with you after that? Like, these 1,000 men challenges and and the whole OnlyFans culture is actually worse than the OG porn industry. It's actually considerably worse. Because number one, if you were in porn, it was actually treated as a job. And two, you weren't fucking like 1,000 guys. Like, look at Riley Reid, for example. Perfect example. She's a woman who actually has slept with less than 1,000. I think her number is like 800 or something like that. But that's over a very long porn industry career, right? We're talking about having a like 15, 20-year long career and having 800 men over that time period. And it's done in the porn industry. It's regulated, whatever the fuck. But now it's just like, here's my phone, fuck me, 1,000 men. Like, it's different. I understand it's still viewed the same. You are still a person with no dignity and no self-respect, but there is a level of, like, acknowledging what you're fucking doing. But even Riley Reid, who, by the way, has found love, she does have a man and a kid now, but the issues are, number one, she struggled big time to do that up until this point, and two, Riley Reid said herself that she wants all videos of herself taken off of the internet, which is never going to happen. And that's the whole point we're trying to make here, is that this stuff is forever. And for those of you who are really dumb and going, well, I make my OnlyFans, you have to pay for it, so actually my videos are just on my account. They're really not. People are still going to screen record, download, re-upload. You may get them taken down, but they'll upload again. It is forever, even if it is behind a paywall on OnlyFans. It really is forever. And there's nothing you can do about it. And as for men, I'm sorry, but regardless of what your friends tell you, regardless of what the media tells you, regardless of what your fellow OnlyFans friends and Instagram models tell you, men do not want to be with a woman who does shit like this. So if you do say you want love, good fucking luck. Because it's probably not going to happen. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm saying your chances are incredibly fucking low. She confessed in a TikTok video, but there's a catch. Her ideal partner must be completely comfortable with her unconventional career path, and more importantly, supportive. So this is actually even worse. Porn stars like Riley Reid wanted to leave the industry and then find love after retirement. She wants to find a man while still doing this. Okay. Good luck with that. You know what? Let's take a look at Lily Phillips now, because this is where it gets even fucking worse. Original Lily Phillips broke record for her most sex acts in a day, and it ruined her life. Go figure. So this article just talks about how Lily Phillips wants to do 1,000 men as well, and it briefly talks about this other woman, Kim, who did it as well. But you know what, though? There is something about Lily that stands out above Bonnie. And a lot of people keep talking about Bonnie. But we need to talk about Lily. Because this is crazy. You see, model Lily Phillips says her self-respect is out of the window after sleeping with 101. You read that right. 101, not even 1,000. This is her talking about it. Are you ready for this shit?
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like,
oh, she broke down in tears. Her 24-hour sex marathon in October that involved dozens of 101. But she wants to do 1,000. So, for those of you struggling to catch on a little bit here, this fucking idiot has the nerve to be like, I did 100, and I had like an out-of-body experience, and I became robotic because I couldn't even remember. It was like, I just pushed it out of my head. I only remember, I think in another video she said, oh, I only remember like 10 guys, and the others I don't even remember because my brain just kind of shut down and I became robotic. Why the fuck would anybody feel sorry for you? You literally said, I feel horrible after doing 100. But now I'm gonna do 1,000. What? You want people to feel... You broke into tears after doing 100. And then you have the nerve to say, but I'm still going to do 1,000. You're actually worse than Bonnie. Because you are actually teaching young women that it doesn't matter how you feel. Do it anyway, basically. The fact that you can break down in tears after 100 but still say you want to do 1,000, you're sending a message to other OnlyFans girls that, well, if you do break down, who cares? You can still do 1,000. I did! Fuck you. And it gets even worse. And by the way, that's not the worst of it. You ready for this? She then announced that she wants to have not even just sex with 1,000 men. She wants to have anal sex with as many guys as possible, sharing the news just days after OnlyFans star Bonnie had sex with 1,057. Concerns have been raised for both women's sexual health, and now Lily, 23, has acknowledged that STIs are something that could happen. And what was that? What was the number for the anal sex? Hang on. Okay, so I had heard that the number she wanted for the anal sex was 2,000. However, I did some research and I couldn't actually find that number. But the point is, I'm sure the number is a minimum of 1,058 because she literally wants to break Bonnie's record, right? So let's go with 1,058 on the low end, 2,000 on the high end. But she wants to do it through anal sex, not even vaginal. I mean, what else do I have to say? How depraved can you get? You know what? I hope Lily actually does it. Because the amount of fucking infections that you will get from doing it through anal sex is unimaginable. It's going to be fucking biblical. And you will never go to the bathroom right ever again. You might even have a permanent fucking prolapse. But you deserve it. If you're the kind of woman who says to yourself, I want to do this because this is a good way to make money, you're fucking disgusting. My message is very simple. All of these women, from Annie Knight, Bonnie, Lily, Kim, they are not something to be followed. It is true. Like, I'm not going to lie. It is true that you make a lot of money doing this, okay? I understand that a man could never go on OnlyFans and make money like this. I get it. But this is not a way of living your life. The thing is that I will tell you, and this is a fact, every single woman who does this, let's say in their early 20s, by the time they hit their late 20s or early 30s, they all regret it. Every single one of them has regretted it. They have. Look it up. Every single one has regretted it. Lily doesn't regret it now, but she will. Bonnie doesn't regret it now, but she will. When she sees the consequences of this in 10 years, she will regret it, I promise you, and so will all of you if you try to go down this same, like, OnlyFans and record-breaking path. It has no dignity in it, no self-respect, no future for you. The money you'll get is the right now money. But you have to think of your whole life, your entire future. Is the money you can make right now worth ruining your future? I know we live in 2025 where most people's brains can't think ahead. That's actually one of the many issues people's brains have suffered with these days. But try to think ahead in your future. Think of yourself in 10 years. Think of yourself if you ever want to have a family or kids or a loving partner. They are going to know about this. You cannot hide it from the internet. Think twice before you throw away your entire life for shit like this. Don't be like any of these 4 or 5 women and the other women who have done this shit too. It's not worth your entire fucking life. This is disgusting. And Lily, I think you're the worst one. To break down in tears like that and go, well, I'm going to do it anyway. It's disgusting. Anyway, let me know what you all think of this shit. Bye.